So I appreciate the sentiment, but if I could, I would prefer to be drinking gin right now.
It makes me not want to take Aaron Hernandez now. Chris, that is not here to defend himself.
This is going to be the Chris episode.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey,
Friends.
Deuce Boys episode 8. Guys, we have a special announcement. We're back. Chris is no longer with us. He's in fucking the Caribbean right now, eating his face off.
Yeah.
So we had to bring in the big guns. We have our first guest host, the honorary Juice Boy, brought in a doctor. Dr. Brandon McCoy.
Hey, fellas, I appreciate it. I only hope I can live up to Chris's wit and ability to hurt everyone's feelings. I will not replace his passion for Nebraska football, but I will insult Nebraska football while he cannot defend himself.
And that's the best time to do it, and it's going to be easy.
You guys are brothers-in-law.
Yes.
And I am Cody's brother. I consider you, Joey and Chris, brothers-in-law, although I have no business doing so.
I have said that before. I said I went to the game with my brother-in-laws, and then I realized, wait, who does that actually entail? But
I feel like
you
this seals the deal.
You'd be a second brother-in-law?
And I want to be removed like
Twice removed.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us. Chris will be back next week. He'll be back. We'll miss him.
In Aruba?
He's in Aruba, that bastard.
Aruba,
and we don't feel bad for him at all. But thank you, Brandon. Dr. McCoy, the doctor of pulp, the honorary Juice Boy of the week.
The doctor of pulp. All right.
Oh, the Pulp Doctor.
Episode 8. Gentlemen, to start off, what are we drinking?
Well, I got a new one. Like I do every single week, Chris. That is not here to defend himself.
This is going to be the Chris episode.
I am drinking Barton. Never had Barton before. Apparently they're from 1792. Barton Master Distillers Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Small Batch Selection, number 1124. I don't know what that means. It's not bad. It's a little lighter than I was expecting it to be. I don't know why I couldn't tell by buying it with a clear bottle. You know, where I could in the bottle to see the color.
Mr. McCoy. Dr. McCoy, I apologize.
He didn't go to
doctor school. Old Faithful, Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark.
Just like an old friend.
All reliable. I'm drinking since we have Brandon on, a G and Squee is what we call this. This is a Rieger, Joey. Rieger gin with lime LaCroix, as they call it, with more lime squeezer in it. So we're going double lime.
Now, I got a problem with that drink, and here's why. I was going to make a gin beverage, but having listened to all previous 7 episodes, it felt like the assignment was to drink whiskey.
That's what
I
thought.
appreciate the sentiment, but if I could, I would prefer to be drinking gin right now.
I am kind of taken. I'm taken aback right now, Cody. I thought we were going. I thought we were going whiskeys only because I've never announced what beer I drink on the side. You know.
That's fair, but I thought all alcohol made you feel the same, and that was my.
Oh, definitely not true.
That's not even
whiskey makes me argumentative, you know, and a little bit of a dick, you know. And then,
Does it?
Yeah, it's the whiskey, Joey. Keep telling yourself that.
Fine, I'll just drink my G and Squee and go home.
No, it's fine. I mean,
That's fine.
if this is okay, then I might have something else next week.
I don't want you to keep buying bottles of whiskey over and over just to.
Cody, now you ruined it. Now my wife listens to this, and now I get whiskey collections. I got to get a different one every week. All right, that was supposed to be the point of this.
Not to talk with us, but to slowly get more whiskey.
Yeah, eradicate your liver.
Well, we are back at it. So our lineup for the day, for the night, sports docket as normal. We have a lot to go over, gentlemen. Week 1 of the NFL season. week 2 of college where they finally decided to play maybe some real games. Looking forward to next week's schedule. Squeeze of the week. Joey is the only one on the docket right now. So it better be real pulpy. Stat of the day, the big potato. Chris isn't here to combat that, so we're going to go with the big potato this week.
It's better than tot. It's better than tot. I mean, I just don't understand what that ever meant, and I guess potato is just...
The big topic of the day, but you remove the D. Actually, I think Chris said it was big potato, so I have to take it back. But we got the big potato. And then we have our picks to end the week, episode 8. I don't even know where to start. I guess the number one story everyone is talking about right now with the sports docket. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are now hanging out. That is a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. That was the first thing that was said to me walking into work this morning. Not anything about Rodgers tearing his Achilles. Not anything about, the Pats losing this weekend or anything like that. But no, it was Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift could potentially be dating.
They're hanging out.
Yeah, they're hanging out. So what does that mean in today's jargon?
That to me is her publicist said, here's what we're going to say. That's what I think that is. My daughter, who is 10, she said, well, it's my favorite singer and my favorite football player, so this is perfect.
I'm very happy for her.
Yeah, so I think every girl in Kansas City is having a great day today.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine if Tom Brady ever hooked up with Joey from Dawson's Creek in the late 90s. It would have been insane.
It would have been a lot. It would have been a lot for you.
Yeah.
But yes, they're supposedly hanging out. Travis Kelce went to a Swiftie show in Kansas City, attempted to get backstage to say hey, and was rejected.
Denied.
And it was public, too. It came out that he got rejected.
Yeah.
I think it was all a ploy. I think she was playing hard to get. My wife disagrees that she doesn't need to play hard to get. But that was worth mentioning before we get to any Aaron Rodgers hoopla.
Okay, but no, that's not fair to say about Taylor. So she doesn't need it, but doesn't she want it? Just because she doesn't need it, she wants somebody to try to get it, right?
Moving on to the biggest story. Mr. Aaron Rodgers played 4 snaps. He had the most epic entrance that I've ever seen into an NFL game.
It was cool.
Other than maybe George Bush in Yankee Stadium walking for the first pitch. But Aaron Rodgers came out with a spotlight, an American flag, sprinting out on 9/11. 6 months of hype, 4 snaps. And the dude ripped up his Achilles. At first, he took a step, went to the ground. Everyone thought it was an ankle. And as Twitter does, all the Twitter doctors came out, started zooming into that highlight. And the more you saw, the more, and the different angle, you saw that Achilles run up his...
You could see that. You could see the calf just flutter.
As of this morning, Aaron Rodgers is out for the season. The Jets still won in an electric fashion.
There's no way he comes back, right?
Well,
he's 39. He's 39 years old.
He is, but he's also an arrogant bastard.
That's a very good point.
So what wins, your arrogant bastard or your body that doesn't work anymore? I think he comes back.
I think that's bullshit because you're 39 and you want to think that you would come back from that.
No, I know I would be.
Dude, I collided heads with the kid in practice about 5 years ago.
We don't have to post that video.
Oh God. And I got tripped and I fell into a kid full speed because I was crazy. And
because you're passionate.
Yeah, I was 31, 32 years old when it happened, and then we collided heads. He was wearing a helmet. I was not. Oh. And that put me out ever. I think that was the last time I was athletic. I haven't done anything in practice since then. I'm like, nope, no. I don't want to try. And then I tore my Achilles playing kickball last November in PE class. So I'm just like, no. I'm 36 years old. He's 39. I've already hung it up. And if he's gonna, he
claims. That's what I was gonna say. He claims he was gonna give 3 years before he did this. I just don't know how you come back. I really don't.
I think he's back. I think he plays week 1 and they do another stupid ceremony and then they go, they have a 500 record and then everybody.
You know what's actually pretty funny is that now that he's out of the situation, my 8-9 bet is looking pretty good right now, man. I mean, it's just like, but I was saying that with Aaron Rodgers, and I never would have thought they won. I would have won.
Their
I mean, that
defense
was
is so good, though. Their defense is so good.
That leads into who do you go get? Do you trust Zach Wilson?
No.
Do you go get?
He just beat the Bills.
No,
dude.
barely. He beat the Bills because Josh Allen was never actually good.
Oh,
is that a squeak?
Say that the squeak.
Oh,
how could you possibly say Josh Allen was never good? Back that up. Back that up.
Josh Allen is above average, barely above average. Josh Allen had his window. It was this big, and it died in the 13 seconds game. Well, he will be Joe Flacco the rest of his life.
Joe Flacco.
Oh, okay, Brandon. I know that you're new to this because you've been on it for 20 minutes, but that's all a squeeze. Okay, and that is a hell of one. So, okay, I want to read something back to you, dude. The last 3 years. Last season, 35. The season before that, 36. Season before that, 37 touchdowns. So if he continues on his path, then he'll have 34 touchdowns this season. He's really good. He's gone over 4,000 yards the past 3 seasons, and that doesn't even count what he's doing on the ground.
How many turnovers?
Yeah, let's talk about
turnovers. I know he's led the league in turnovers since he's joined the league. I know that.
Jameis Winston, congratulations.
Oh,
God.
No, and
Jameis Winston had 30 interceptions.
I'm trying to get a rise out of Joey a little bit. I don't. He's not that bad. He's good. He's a good quarterback. The Bills' window is over, and he lost it. Zach Wilson didn't do anything. Zach Wilson damn near couldn't beat the Bills with 4 turnovers.
Yeah,
I guess that's my point.
Can Zach Wilson Trent Dilfer the fuck out of the Jets and get to the Super Bowl?
No, because Trent Dilfer didn't turn the ball over.
Who? Now
Trent
I know enough about this podcast that if you mispronounce something, we have to stop and make fun.
Wait.
What did I do? What did I miss?
You did not say Dilfer.
What did I say?
I don't know, but it wasn't Dilfer. I wish we could replay it.
Can he not turn the ball over? Can he let Ray Lewis and company, whoever that is, can he let Sauce and the boys take care of business? Can he score 15 to 20 points, check down Charlie the hell out of the offense?
I don't think so.
You know,
or do you have to go trade for Jacoby Brissett?
Matt Ryan.
I like Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan deserves a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Why does he deserve that? Says who?
Because I feel bad. Because I feel bad about the Patriots beating them when they were up 28-3. I really do. Because it was just like I was cheering so hard, but I think about that on the other perspective. Oh my God, how does any human being ever get over that? Ever.
See, this is what makes you a good person, Joey, because I can't think of a time the Chiefs have beaten anybody and I felt bad.
Oh, yeah, before we move forward, Brandon, please state your fandom so that all biases can be acknowledged.
Well, of course. It's the Chiefs, which is kind of why I hate Josh Allen. Oh, see, I got myself.
Touchdown.
Yeah, I'm a Chiefs guy. So, but Joey, this is what I tell anybody who will listen. Joey's a good guy. And this is it. You feel bad for Matt Ryan. And I love that about you.
I do.
And we don't.
No, yeah. I mean,
Cody, think of one person you feel bad for that the Chiefs ever beat. Like, you can't.
No.
They never beat Tom Brady.
Okay, we should also say the last time us 3 were in a room together was the Chiefs-Chargers. Kelce had 4 touchdowns. And this just shows the audience how different Brandon and I versus Joey is. It was Mahomes got the ball with 1:48 left, down by
1 score.
3?
Or 3, yeah.
Down by 3. Yeah. Brandon and I, as we do, were clocked out. We were done. Game's over. It's over. We had to emotionally disconnect so we could have a decent week in our life.
You have to believe.
Joey, on the other hand, is like, you guys are going to win the game. It's fine because he comes from a Patriot.
That's right.
Family.
We are learning the ways of that mentality.
Yes. Yeah. So what does Mahomes do? Mahomes goes down without even blinking, and we win the game.
Yeah.
And this is new to me and Brandon because we don't know what that. We assume we screw it up. We assume there's a fumble. Yeah. We assume it's not happening. So
just get used to it, man. If you are going to be invested in a team that you truly believe is going to be a dynasty, then you have to just be stuck into it and then shocked that it didn't happen at the
end. Like what happened last week. I'm sorry if we're jumping ahead. Because here's the thing. Having said all that, Cody was in my basement. And when we got the ball back, down 1, I think we win the game. I don't remember how much time was left, but I'm like, dude, we're winning this game. It's Mahomes. The Lions are the Lions. We're at home. We're winning this game. We'll get 3 points at least.
Over 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to think like Joey. And then Kadarius Toney forgets how to play the game of football.
Left his hands at home.
I can't believe he's still on the team.
I like him. I'm still riding with him. He got the yips. Happens to the best of us.
He didn't have a preseason. We'll give it.
One of them hit him like in the dick. I mean, it was like straight to him. I mean, it was like, come on, dude.
Oh, buddy. Yeah.
Pick 6. Joey, Patriots lost. Go ahead. You get one breath to justify that. It looked bad. It got better, and then it didn't happen.
Okay.
Joey just took the deepest breath of all time.
Yeah, the game started out absolutely terrible. Went down 16-0 off of 2 turnovers. And then the Patriots showed what I know they're going to be the rest of this season, an absolutely
mediocre,
much improved offensive team, which could potentially turn into an offensive juggernaut because Mac Jones went off and had 3 touchdown passes, was looking best that I've ever seen him play. He had 11 consecutive completions during that time, 2 of which were for touchdowns. They should have won that game I took a breath. They should have won that game if Bill Belichick would have kicked a field goal with over 2 minutes left instead of trying to go for it, which then they made a game where they were down by I think 4 or 5 at that point. And if they would have kicked a field goal, then they would have been in field goal position to win the game at the end of the game, and they should have won that game. Their defense outplayed the Eagles defense despite even those two scores. Jalen Hurts did not have a good game. Like Christian Gonzalez would looked up and down, but I think he could be a legit player. I don't know, man. That game I left feeling angry, and that was when they slip through their fingers. They outplayed the Eagles and they lost.
Can I ask one clarifying question?
Yes.
Define offensive juggernaut.
Yeah, hold on. I was about to say.
Because I don't think you get to just throw that out and then just keep moving down the road.
Did you see?
He scored 23 points. What he scored?
Did you see the Bengals? Did you see the Ravens? Did you see the Steelers? Did you see right now 23 points with Mac Jones, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? That is looking pretty juggernauty for what the NFL just put out this past weekend.
21 points equals juggernaut. All right, Joey said it here first. Juggernaut equals 21.
Said it has potential.
Okay.
Bro,
you did. That's why I'm clarifying. Like what a juggernaut is and is not. I suppose
better than what happened with Josh Allen. Better what happened with what will be the Jets. Better than what we saw.
What happened with Mahomes.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. There we go. That could be the definition of juggernauty this year. 21 points is going to be juggernaut.
Joey, Pats play the Dolphins Sunday Night Football after the Dolphins went scorched earth on them Chargers. Initial feelings.
Bring it to a Tunga Vailoa. Bring it. I want to see it. You know that Belichick's going to do something. They're going to jam Tyreek and have somebody over the top. They're just going to. I think it's going to be lower scoring than people think. I think it's going to be a juggernaut game of around 20.
This the old 2023 juggernaut game.
That's right. I think the Pats could pull it off, but I mean, going with what Tyreek did last week was just absolutely absurd. 215 yards on 11 catches.
Yeah.
Two tutties. Brandon, Chiefs play the Jags. We got a nooner game on the road. Chiefs are 3-point favorite. How do you feel so
I'm not
far?
gonna lie, dude. I'm more worried about the Jags than any other team in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Including the Bengals.
Awesome.
I am more worried about the Jags than I am the Bengals. The Bills are irrelevant in my mind.
Oh, Jesus.
But I think Josh Allen is good. Josh Allen will get it together, and I think they'll be fine. Their defense is still good, the Bills. But the Jags bother me because Dougie P is scary to me.
And we love Dougie P.
And we love Dougie P. So Dougie P freaks me out. And then I think Lawrence is legit. I just think Dougie P and Trevor Lawrence bothers me a little bit. And so if we do lose and go 0-2, I don't think the Chiefs lose again. I don't feel great about next week, to be totally honest.
I'm going into it 0-2. I'm like clocking in at.
Chris Jones, we got Chris Jones. I'm assuming we have Kelce. I'm assuming Tony is not going to do what he did last week. So I think we win, but I'm not feeling great.
I feel zero positivity for that game.
That's what we call. I mean, back in the days, we call it trap game. Now I think it's just going to be, what is Jacksonville actually made of? I mean, Calvin Ridley looked really good, dude. Yeah. He looked really good. And I was saying that earlier, just watching him run, he just looks noticeably faster than everybody else on the field. And his first game back after missing basically a year and a half of football, and he got like 11 catches, 100 yards, and a tutty. I'm like, ooh, yeah. I think you're going to be. I think this is going to be good. I think he's going to be real. So, I
don't like it.
You know me, man. You know me. I think I like to gamble. I'm going to put money on on Jacksonville.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I think I'm offended.
Well, I shouldn't. Is to tell me why I'm crazy.
We're 3-point favorites. I don't like it.
I just think it's going to be tough. Pat doesn't like to lose. Pat lost last week. Shouldn't have lost. I don't think we lose again.
Let's go to college football. We had two big things that happened. Texas upset Bama on the road.
Yeah, baby.
Texas moved to number 2 in the nation.
Great game.
Coach Prime blows out Chris's Cornhuskers. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. It was a close game for about 30 minutes, a quarter and a half, and then it wasn't. Brandon's a big Coach Prime fan. Brandon is all Coach Prime right now.
If he was on anything other than CU, I'd be a big pro Prime guy too. But I can't say that. I'm rooting for him, even though I hate him. I hate CU, but damn it, this is pretty cool seeing this excitement in Colorado. It's pretty cool,
and it's so good for college football. And he's amazing, and it's just good to see someone who's not an old, overweight white guy coaching a college football team.
I completely agree. As somebody who's got some actual like enthusiasm, and isn't Mike Leach throwing kids in the sheds and choking kids out, and then keeps getting chances after chances. Right. Oh crap, he's dead. I'm sorry, Mike Leach, you died. Okay,
don't feel good about that, Joey. That was an offensive juggernaut of a take, bud.
Oh God.
Well, Coach Prime plays me and Joey's Colorado State Rams.
See the spread on that? I think it's like 35 or something.
Is it? Oh, I can't.
It started at 21, and then CSU announced a redshirt freshman is starting, and the ship popped to 23.5. I think it's just going to keep getting hammered until it 25, 26, 27. CSU and CU is supposed to be a rivalry.
Does Shador play the second half?
I think he does, because he's going for Heisman, and they're going for points, and they're going for rankings. I think
you're right.
I think he plays as much as possible. I think they're looking to drop 70 on CSU.
I think you're right.
I think this is so bad. I think Deion Sanders had to be told this is supposed to be a rivalry, because he probably had no clue there was a school an hour down the road that he was supposed to respect in any fashion.
I think the rivalry was all spent up this last weekend, and Nebraska got embarrassed. I'm sorry, Chris. You're not here to defend yourself. This is not. I'm sorry, Chris, but yeah, that was not a good showing.
It wasn't great. It was not great,
to say the least. But yeah, I don't see CSU keeping up. But it's game day too. Oh, CSU's not ready. I feel like CSU's all the kids that. I feel like there's more CSU kids that are going to root for CU because they wish they could be playing for them or rooting for that team.
So next week, I'm going to be able to come back with a full in-person recap of this game, because I'm going to it. I'm going to this game on Saturday. I am sitting on the third row, 50-yard line, right behind the CU bench. 3 seats away from the student section. I'm going to be head to toe in green and gold. I'm going to be wearing my CSU flag, flipping the double bird the entire time. Oh my God, it's going to be incredible.
Oh.
I am going to the game, and I will come back with full highlights and reports of the thorough ass beating that CSU.
Did you see the backpedal of the century from Matt Rule?
What
Yes, with the prayer at the 50-yard line.
Yeah. So Shador, he goes out because they're standing on the Buffalo, and like everybody knows, don't stand on the logo. Like, did we learn nothing from Juju a couple years ago?
T.O. and Emmitt Smith back in the day.
Right. Like that's like no brainer. And Shador goes and breaks it up, flashing the Rolex, by the way.
Was sick. Oh, that's when that happened?
Yeah.
I was wondering why he did that.
In Shador's post-game conference, he's talking about all the ways that Matt Rule disrespected Dion. And he's like, I don't have any respect for them because the stuff that Matt Rule said over the offseason for my dad. So then Matt Rule clutched all the pearls. Just poor Matt Rule. Threw that bad boy in reverse quicker than you've ever seen anything. And they were on the 50 to pray. And he invited Shador in to pray with them, and Shador didn't want to pray with them. Did you not understand that you're not supposed to stand on the logo at the 50 of an opponent? Like, are you an idiot? I'm like, I couldn't handle it, dude. That's just silly.
That's why I wish Chris was here.
Or Chris. Chris has just turned off the podcast, but
Brandon never gets to get on this podcast.
Yeah. Love you, Chris.
Sorry. Something that was one of my biggest surprises of the week. Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. I mean, not tanking, but not only not tanking, they dominated that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looked really good, and he had no touchdown passes. But he had 300 yards passing and just had complete control of the offense. And these players he's throwing to that I have no idea who they are.
Nobody's ever heard of them.
No one's ever heard of them. And they came out, and I was like, wow. Is this for real? Like, is Matthew Stafford just like really good? I mean, I know that he won a Super Bowl, but that was when they were absolutely stacked, and he was just kind of going as I don't know, what do you say, like a super team, And so, like, if he came back and he did that, and they pulled off that win that they did. I don't know, man. I'm just saying I was pretty shocked to see them win. And I was also shocked to see Baker Mayfield ball out. And for ball out, I mean Baker Mayfield playing above average, but that's all.
Right.
And
put some weight on. Do you hear that? He told him to put some weight on.
I loved that. And then them coming out and then beating the Vikings. I was like, wow, that was Baker coming out with a statement win, like right off the bat. I was like, I don't know, I thought that was pretty sweet. So there's a couple of very interesting.
Joey, are the Seahawks bad? And I just don't realize it.
I don't know because they were.
That's what I didn't know
year.
because I didn't think the Rams were very good. But I'm like, so are the Seahawks just real bad?
They paid Geno Smith. They have a running back. They have three
outstanding receivers.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, maybe they're not bad, and maybe Stafford is that good. I don't know what to do with that game, I guess, is what I'm saying.
It was a weird one. I remember seeing that score being like, what the hell am I? Yeah. What just happened? I was not expecting that. 13 points from Geno, who put up like 40-something hundred yards passing and 33 touchdowns something last year. I was like, huh. Okay. I mean, Kenneth Walker had 12 carries, 64 yards. That's good. Keep handing the ball off to him and keep letting that happen. I don't know. Geno, 16 to 26, 112 yards and a touchdown. Aish.
Yeah. Seahawks play the Lions this week. That'll be this.
Oh, that's a good game.
Are the Lions legit or the Seahawks?
I think they are. And because I think they're rallying with Dan Campbell. I mean, I know they just beat us and whatever, we gave it to him, but like Dan Campbell's legit and his boys are rallying around him,
Goff is serviceable. And that gives they're gonna unleash that dude.
The Rams won this weekend with a dude named Kieran Williams getting 2 touchdowns. Tutu Atwell getting 119 yards. And Puka Nakua getting 119 yards. I mean, what? And DK Metcalf had 47. Jackson Smith and Jigba 13. Tyler Lockett 10. And like, what is going on? So, like I said earlier, I think some of our picks, didn't Chris take the Seahawks to win the West?
He did.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh, poor Chris.
Chris is getting just
No!
It's only week 1. Jeez.
I know.
Give the man a break. The Falcons won. I took that one as a divisional winner. I got laughed at that.
No, I think they're going to be good. Bijan's my boy. Bijan's going to be really good. I think he's the reason I won.
You can suck one. You said defend that in the last episode. You told me to defend the Falcons winning the division, and now you're all about it? I'm not taking
No. I like Bijan Robinson.
No. You said
defend the Falcons, because I still think the Saints are going to win that division, but I like Bijan Robinson.
You've seen Derek Carr play football, right, Joey?
Several times. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you think they're going to win? Okay. Good. Moving on.
The offensive juggernaut of Derek Carr.
That's right.
And Michael Thomas, who hasn't played in 4 years.
The Patriots have potential.
Potential.
Jones.
You're really hitting that word
Good.
potential, whereas I feel like you just blew straight past it. First.
And hoping no one got it. All right, squeeze of the week this week on the docket. Joey's the only one with an outlandish take. Brandon shot his wad about 10 minutes ago with a sweet Josh Allen take. So,
Yeah.
know the format,
I'm standing
McCoy.
behind it.
Yeah, know the format. Joey, outlandish take the floor. What do you got?
My outlandish take is that my outlandish take has a better chance of actually coming to fruition now of the Jets going 8-9. However, with that being said, I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers, right? I do. I feel bad.
Is that the outlandish take, that you feel bad?
Oh, that's outlandish, like that, like, oh my God, I have feelings.
Which we've established, you're a good dude.
Oh,
You're a
thank
good
you.
dude.
Except for the Jets, though. He's very well established in his hatred for.
My
He
Jets
does hate
hate
the
you.
Jets.
So, but this is my take on Aaron Rodgers, is that he's not a top, he's now that he has ended his career, because he will not come back from this. He is ending as the best regular season quarterback ever and not a top 10 all-time quarterback.
Wow.
Okay.
Best regular season quarterback of all time, but not top 10 ever.
But not the top 10 of all time.
Wow.
Defend that.
Okay. I wanted you to say so. Okay.
I wanted you to say.
So what makes a person great? You got statistics for one. You got statistics. He's got those. All right. He's got those out the ass. But then what else does it need to be great? You need to win. Aaron Rodgers has only been to one Super Bowl in his entire career. Yes, he won that one. All right. But he only went to one Super Bowl. All right. So if you want to count that, Dan Marino went to one Super Bowl. All right. Yes, he lost it, but he lost it to Joe Montana and one of the greatest football teams that's ever existed when Dan Marino was setting all-time records that season. All right. The rest of Marino's career, he had absolute nothing. He wasn't out there winning regular season awards and then choking in the playoffs. All right. So you got to take wins for another one. You got to take longevity. Yes, I get that. But then you also have to take impact on a game and the fact, were you the best during your actual playing time? Okay. Now, he won MVPs. But while he was MVPs, is anyone actually thinking that Rodgers was the best in the league when Brady was actually still playing? When Peyton Manning was actually still playing? When
He was
Patrick
most talented. Most
Patrick
talented.
Mahomes was playing? Okay, do you think that? No. All right. So was he the best? I don't know if he was ever the best at any point. And I don't even know if he was ever the best on even his own franchise. All right. You have Brett Favre and Bart Starr, you could arguably put in front of both of them, in front of him.
Totally.
Okay. So with all of that said and done, I'm taking Brady number 1, obviously, Peyton number 2, Montana number 3. And now this is where it starts to get interesting. If you want to start looking at taking just straight to statistics, or
Just so you know, I'm already angry at your top 3, but continue.
Okay. And if you want to put in statistics and anything else into it, all right, I'm going to take John Elway number 4. All right,
Oh my
John,
God.
I am. I'm going to take John Elway number 4. Okay. Johnny Unitas, number 5. Patrick Mahomes, number 6. Drew Brees, number 7. Brett Favre, number 8. Dan Marino, number 9. And then I'm going to take, because of 4 Super Bowls, Terry Bradshaw, 10. Then Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Dan Marino won nothing. Like
Dan Marino was when he retired, he was the head of every single statistical passing category, and he did that with never throwing to an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl wide receiver his entire career. And he ended with 420 career passing touchdowns. That at the time was the most ever. And put that in perspective, that's 120 more than John Elway had in his career.
I think I would take Aaron Rodgers over Drew Brees if I need.
Drew Brees has 1 ring. Yes, he does, but Drew Brees has better all-time statistics than him, and I like the guy a lot more.
That's more like my Josh Allen take.
Yeah.
That's pretty outlandish. I think he's top 10. I think there was 3 guys in that top 10 that you could.
So who do you take out? Brees, who? Unitas and Favre? Marino? Who? Can't take out Johnny Unitas. He invented the position.
You got to move Pat up, I think.
Mahomes right now, he's still so young. I have him ahead of Brees. I have him ahead of Favre, Rodgers, Marino, Bradshaw.
I put him above Peyton.
How?
I don't know, because I like him. Because Peyton went to the Donkeys, and I just can't handle it.
I think there's an argument between Peyton or Joe Montana for number 2, but I think those are the only 2 options.
So who's your 4 and 5? Horseface and who else?
Johnny Unitas.
No.
No. No.
Look, I don't want to have to support my opinions with facts.
Please do.
Take your pulp and go home.
I sifted that pulp. I took it.
Sifted your own pulp. Joey, how can listeners submit their own outlandish takes?
Well, listeners, and we have more than one now because we have Kevin in Topeka and Brandon, who is joining us today,
who claims he's listened to it. I'm not sure if we can.
All 7. So.
Hey, how would I know that we make fun of each other for not pronouncing the right word?
That's fair. We have 2.
Since I was the only one this week to have an outlandish take, you can submit your outlandish sports take by emailing us at juiceboyshow@gmail.com. Once again, juiceboyshow@gmail.com. And if it has the pulp, like my thick, viscous pulp of Drew Brees and Peyton Manning being ahead of Aaron Rodgers, then we'll read it on the show. So please send us in those outlandish sports takes. Cody, what's the stat of the day?
I got 3, and they have nothing to do with sports.
Oh, good. That's why people are tuned in.
Yes. This is about 3 states and the craziest laws that they have. You guys have yes. In which state? I gotta keep it. No. In which state can you not get married if you have a venereal disease?
Oh.
In what state is it illegal to get married if you have?
In what state would they test you?
Vermont.
Vermont. Interesting. I'm going to go somewhere that's just so backwards of whatever I thought it would probably be. I'm going to go Arkansas.
Ooh, that was very close.
Oh.
Nebraska.
Chris is in here.
I didn't even think about it, but yes, I guess in Nebraska it is illegal to get married if one has a venereal disease.
So does that mean I have to get a STD test before I get married?
Yeah, don't ask too many questions.
I didn't have to. You should be fine, Joey. You should be fine.
I'm not married, thank God. But I mean, I didn't have to do that when I got married.
In which state is it illegal to ride a horse above 10 miles an hour?
That's got to be some country-ass state.
Rhode Island.
Montana.
Brandon was a little bit closer. Indiana. It is illegal to ride a horse above 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, but what if you really got to get somewhere?
Why are you on a horse, bro?
You can go at 9.5 miles an hour.
Okay, well, I mean, we still have so many of our original amendments that don't apply today. You know, like we have one that you can't sue anybody for less than $20. I mean, it's just like, I mean, come on, man. So, I mean, it's just like laws have been around for a long time. I would have thought that maybe, you know, back in the day, you need to get somewhere, and that horse is going to go over 10 miles an hour.
Wait, how are they clocking it back in the day, too? That's also a question.
That's a good point.
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Are you eyeballing that shit, or what are you doing? A pickle must be able to bounce in this state.
A pickle must?
Yes. So a lot of pickle farmers are in this state.
With the T.
Yes, it must be able to bounce.
Must. Okay, I was like, what's a pickle must?
A pickle has to be able to bounce.
For it to be counted a pickle.
Yes, because there's pickle farmers in this state who said, that's not a legitimate pickle. You can take that and shove it up your ass.
Oregon.
I'm going to go Georgia.
Connecticut, boys.
Connecticut makes pickles? That is crazy.
They make good pickles, I guess. They got to be able to bounce.
Wow.
Yep. So hopefully people learn something. This is an educational show, McCoy. We brought a doctor in. We really upped the ante here. So that is the stat of the day. All right, moving on to the big potato. The big topic of the day. Deeming it the big potato for now. This is actually from... Someone sent this in.
4 listeners, guys.
This big potato is from listener Steve in Kansas City.
It sounds fake.
Steve. It sounds fake.
He sent this in. If you lost a bet and you had to be hit until you were knocked out, who would you pick to knock you out as quick as possible? The caveat is it cannot be a professional fighter. So who are you trusting to knock you out the quickest to put you out of your misery? You get 2 picks each. Brandon, you get to start.
Boy.
2 picks. Yep. We'll go around the room, so you get your first
one
pick.
first. Okay.
Now, are you ready? Any starting DB in the NFL.
Could knock you out?
Think about those dudes. All they want to do is fight and talk shit.
How many times have you seen them back it up?
I think if Sauce Gardner walked up to me and punched me in the face, it would knock me out.
I think you got a lot better chance that Quentin Williams did it.
I don't know because I don't know if they're as quick.
Like, and they fight dirty. Those DBs fight dirty.
Not as dirty as I trained my offensive and defensive linemen to be. Oh, my God. Oh, we're thinking about getting a dipstick sticker. Think about that. I'll let you think about that. I'm going to take one that I think would be one of the most physically intimidating men I've ever seen in my entire life coming up in front of me to swing his incredibly long, terrifying left arm to knock my ass out. And that is the one and only Randy Johnson.
Oh, you took him, you son of a...
Absolutely. Yeah.
You took him.
Yeah.
You asshole.
That's a good one.
With a bucket of baseballs.
With a bucket of baseballs. I mean, like, not only is he capable of killing something.
He kills birds.
Has done it.
He's
he
a
has
bird
killed
killer.
because of the power of his arm. But he's 6'7", and him coming and just swinging down on it. That's going to knock me out. That is going to knock me out, and and it'll be an honor.
You took mine. You took all week. I was thinking, I got the one, and you just
so
took
excited.
it.
John,
Dude, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna take Dennis Rodman.
Oh,
ooh,
with the Pistons. He's young.
Boy, Dennis Rodman.
He's angry because he had no family. He would knock you out so fast, so quick.
That's so brutal. This orphan's gonna destroy you.
He was raised with anger in his blood that he wouldn't stop until I was knocked out.
There was that announcer that had to backpedal because he said that. Did you see that? There's some guy made a comment. One of the announcers made a comment about a kid being in the foster system.
Oh no.
I did see that. I just heard about that.
And he's like, well, nobody wanted him then, but everybody wants him now, or something like that. And he had to go back and apologize. Like, what are you doing, bud? You're a TV announcer.
You're not very PC here, Chodes. Right.
Dude, but Dennis Rodman in those days, he would black out and not stop until I was not breathing. That's a surefire way of getting knocked out. I'm taking Dennis Rodman.
Absolute psycho.
Pick number 2, Brandon.
Ray Lewis?
That's a surefire way.
You try to take a punch from Ray Lewis, and you come let me know how that goes.
Okay. Did you see that video of Chad Ochocinco trying to block him? Just
Ray Lewis, dude.
That makes me not want to take Aaron Hernandez now. Because I would die. So yeah.
Are you taking Aaron Hernandez?
No. Aaron Hernandez was on my list, but
He would just shoot you, dude. He's not gonna punch you.
I thought we should probably keep one murderer off, at least. So now we've got one. Well, Ray Lewis was never found guilty.
Hey.
We never know. But
Come on.
We never know.
You get off Ray. Ray found Jesus, and he got way less crazy.
It seems like he got more crazy by how he would just go nuts in the locker rooms.
No, he found Jesus like recently in the past couple of years.
Oh, I thought you meant when he was a player. I was like, that man.
No,
that did not seem
Jesus.
like a man.
There was no Jesus involved with the Ravens.
There's only hate in that soul.
Who's number 2, Joe?
Number 2 is the namesake of my absolute enormous aloe plant that we have given hundreds of mini Vinnies away from, and so big I had to name it Big Vince after the one and only Vince Wilfork. And
that's a bad take. He's gonna be too slow.
That's a bad take.
No, it's not, because how to knock me out the fastest is not by a punch. That him landing on his full weight of his body onto me, that's gonna knock me out.
That would kill you.
I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be out.
I didn't know we were talking about death.
Oh no, I'm just saying. But if it's something I'm not going to walk away from, that is 360 pounds of man coming at you full speed and pancaking you. I'm not coming back from that.
You got a little thing for Wilfork, bud? You got just a little thing for him, or?
He's one of my all-time favorite players in human history.
He's one of those dudes that is as wide as he is tall.
Yes, he is. He's a hippo. And a hippo who was able to bring in two. Unfortunately, he was only there for 2 because he was in Houston for their last Super Bowl against the Rams. That was stupid, but he's an idol, and I think he's one of the strongest men who's ever existed, and one of the fattest athletic men who's ever existed. He would outrun me, and he is faster than me, and in every way possible. So,
I'm gonna go Willis Reed from 1970.
Did he throw some sort of haymaker?
Yes. He's a country boy who his first instinct was to fight everybody.
Willis Reed.
He was 7 foot. Oh, for those who don't know, he was just recently passed. He was the center for the New York Knicks in the 60s. He was the captain.
Famous trot out onto the court in Game 7.
After busting his leg. Yeah, he scored the first 2 buckets of the 1970 NBA Finals. But, oh, man, he was a big boy, and he was taught to fight. He was in kind of the civil rights era, whereas when he grew up, he went to a HBCU college at Grambling. If you need to get knocked out, that guy is...
Joey, one clarifying question. I'm on the Wilfork. I'm hung up here. You said he's faster than you?
Very much so.
Vince Wilfork would beat you in a 100-yard dash?
I would put $1 million on the fact that Vince Wilfork could beat me in a 100-yard dash. This was back before my knees were even as bad as they are now. So I mean, 6 years ago or so, my wife and I went to the Hall of Fame in Akron, and there is a field set up where you can test your 40-yard dash. Take a guess at what mine was at 29 years old.
Hold on, let me Google Vince Wilfork's 40.
Was it in the 6s?
Yes.
That bad? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
What about prime Joey versus prime Wilfork, 100-yard dash?
The 40-yard dash of Vince Wilfork is 5 second 40-yard dash.
What the hell am I talking about, dude? Yeah. 5 second 40. He was 300 and what? How big was he when he was drafted? 330 pounds.
792 pounds.
Running a 5 second 40. That dude was a freak athlete.
6'2", 325.
What did I say? 330. What did I say, fool? I know my shit about Vince Wilfork. All right.
Boy.
He beat me by over a second and has 100 pounds on me and way better knees.
He was drinking water by the time you finished your 40-yard dash.
Good for Vince.
It's a freak. Hall of Famer. As our dearly departed friend Chris would pick, Jim Nance would say.
Trash take.
Remember, friends, you can now listen to the show on all major podcast networks, including Google, Spotify, and Apple. If you're enjoying the show, please consider following and rating the show and leave us a review if you listen through Apple. Also, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Maybe one day you could be on it as well.
Because Brandon's not being asked back after this.
Hey,
One and done. We're just limping along to the finish line here.
Oh, man, wrapping up. Here's how this season is going to go for those following the show. We're going to go 3 picks to wrap up each show, 2 spreads, and an over-under. NFL or college, whatever the boys feel like they're most confident in. We'll track it through the whole season and see who actually knows what they're doing when it comes to sports gambling. Brandon, we're going to get your picks in and then mock you next week when you're wrong. Yeah. So, Joey, you get to start. What are yours? Your pick for the week 2/week 3 for college?
So as much as my heart wants to take my CSU Rams to cover the 23.5-point spread against CU, that's going to be my honorable mention, and I am going to put money on it. I'm just going to say, but for now, for this, my picks are going to be all NFL. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers to cover a 2-point spread. All right, I think that a 2-point spread for the Packers after them just dropping 38 points last week. I'm like, come on, like these guys. I was saying that I think Jordan Love is going to be a thing. I'm serious. I think he's going to be decent. And I don't know. I think if they're the Falcons 2 points, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, in the time that I took that, now it's down to 1.5. Wow. Okay, can I change it?
I say no.
Brandon said no.
I'm locked in from when I wrote it. Okay. All right. Then my next one. I know you don't like Derek Carr, but I'm taking New Orleans -3 over Carolina.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a good take, I think.
I'm taking New Orleans -3 over Carolina. I don't think Bryce Young has got it yet. I think he's going to struggle this season, like I said earlier. And then going back to my Green Bay Atlanta game, that's going to be my over. I'm taking the over on the Green Bay Atlanta game that was listed at 40.5. I think that both those teams are capable of scoring over 20. So those are my picks.
Ooh, follow along with Joey. Brandon, what do you got?
All right, I'm taking Minnesota +7. I think they got a little juice. They're playing Philly, who just let Mac Jones have his way.
That's right, the juggernaut, future juggernaut, Mac Jones. Potential.
Ever since watching Quarterback on Netflix, I'm a big Kirk Cousins guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kirk, you love Kirk.
Dude, I thought he was so awesome on that show. Listener, if you have not watched Quarterback, go back and watch that show because Kirk Cousins is the shit. Like, yeah. I didn't think I'd like that guy. He seems so like down to earth and normal, and I wouldn't say cool. And I think that's why I like him because he's not cool.
Right.
You know, he's like me.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on a limb here because I think I'm right, and this will give Chris a lot of firepower for next week.
Oh, okay.
And I think I'm taking that because I think Notre Dame puts like 60 up.
Central Michigan has a pretty decent team historically. That's a pretty big line for a decent school.
But I just don't know that Central Michigan's offense is going to do anything. So
who did Duke just beat? They beat somebody big, right? Didn't they just beat Clemson?
They beat Clemson.
Yep.
They beat Clemson.
So they're only 18.5-point favorites over Northwestern.
See, I think Central Michigan is worse by a long shot. They're offense. Okay. So, I mean, again, you know, I got to give Chris something to talk about next week. My under is going to be, I'm taking the under in Cincinnati, Baltimore.
Oh, you think this is going to continue? This can't continue. My boy Joe Burrow, he's my MVP pick. He was so bad.
Because Baltimore should have beat Cincinnati last year in the divisional round. They were that really poorly backup quarterback sneak away from winning. I think Harbaugh's got their number, and I just am not sure what's going on over there with old Joey. I'm taking the under.
The over-under is 46.5 is what I got it right.
I see 47, but yeah, I'm still taking it.
Ooh. All right, I'm taking the Chargers -3 over the Titans.
I thought about taking that.
Chargers just scored 67,000 points.
And lost.
Yes, and they're not playing Tua and Tyreek Hill. They're playing Ryan Tannehill.
Who just looked so bad last week.
3-pick Tannehill. D-Hop, man. Derrick Henry's still legit. 3 points. I feel like the Chargers handled that. And right now it's -115, so people are hammering the Chargers. So that might move to 3.5, so get it early if you can. I'm going to take CU to cover the spread. I already have money on. Yeah, I think CU's going to blow them out. It's a redshirt freshman.
This is your alma mater, you penis.
A redshirt freshman is going to trick Deion Sanders?
Yeah, I think
is that what you're telling me? The only question is 23.5 is right when is there a slop touchdown at the end because the fourth string Buffaloes are in the game?
No, they won't be. We already talked. They won't be. They're gonna try to drop 80 because Oregon already did. So they're gonna try to drop 80.
Yeah.
There's no mercy in college football, dude. There is no mercy.
Especially with Heisman stuff. Prime's on trying to. Yeah. So I don't think the Rams have a chance. I'm taking 23.5. And I'm also going with Joey. I'm taking the over on the Packers-Falcons. 40.5 seems. Packers scored 38. Falcons scored 24. Both teams aren't great, so I don't know why they would stop each other and not score.
I think there's a lot of options for scoring there. I think Bijan's going to have a tutty. I think Jordan Love is good. I've been saying it. I think
it's a dome game. There's no weather involved. I thought there was weather. That's why I thought that line was so low. So I'm taking Packers-Falcons. Over.
And my prediction of Jordan Love having a better season than Aaron Rodgers has already happened. I called it. I called it, brother.
It's been one game.
Now it's only.
But I just mean,
it's been 4 snaps.
It's been 4 snaps. Yeah. Hey, by the way, the Notre Dame Central Michigan line has moved to 34.5. It was at 33.
Which means you can't take it because you just told Joey he can't take it. So
I know. No, I'm fine with it. But it was -120 too.
Well, we will be keeping track of all the bets this year and laughing at those who lose money.
If Green Bay loses by if Green Bay wins by 2, I'm gonna be so pissed. All right. I want that 1.5. I want that 1.5.
Oh man, Chris will send his picks in too. We'll start tracking everything, and that's our show. Wow. We did it. Brandon, you did it. Doctor of the Pulp, we appreciate you joining us.
Guys, I appreciate you having me.
Coming with the juicy Josh Allen take.
Way too early, but hey, he got real excited.
I'm not following the format.
Episode 8 in the books. Chris will be back next week. That's all we got. And we'll just fizzle out like this.
Thank you for listening.
That's it.
Thank you for listening.